Hi, I'm Jared with Danford Golf Instruction. Today we are going to go over our first video series in a series of 3 on how to set up athletically for a golf swing. Today's video is going to cover basically your posture with your upper body and how wide your stance should be. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is how to set up with a good posture over the golf ball. Most lessons that I give, the initial posture that I see from people are rounded shoulders, rounded back. They set up to the golf ball and they just round over. Okay? I can understand how easy that is because we spend a lot of time on the computer. We spend a lot of time driving in our car and sitting on the couch in really bad posture. So the first thing we need to understand is what are we going to do with just the upper part of our shoulders? Okay, to get into the position that is proper and athletic and strong, okay, I want you to shrug your shoulders up. And then with your fingertips and your shoulders, I want you to feel like you pull them down and back. This should really make your chest feel like it's kind of sticking out, that it feels really proper. So shrug your shoulders up, pull them down and back. You should maintain that feeling throughout your golf swing. And most of you have probably never felt that throughout your golf swing. Whenever you hunch over a lot, your arms become very active in your golf swing, and you no longer use your trunk, and that's where you're going to get your power. So the first thing when you go to set up to the golf ball, I want you to feel like your shoulders are down and back. The next section that we need to talk about is how do we bend into the golf ball. We don't just stand up to it, roll our shoulders, and bend our back, because automatically we've already rolled our shoulders, so we lost that powerful position. So what I want you to do is I want you to get a golf club, or if you can feel it, if you can feel just what it feels like to hinge from your hips, that's great. Some people can't feel that. Some people have almost lost that ability, that feeling to do that. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a golf club, okay, and there's going to be 3 points of contact. The first point is going to be just underneath your nose. The second will be your sternum. And the third point will be your belt buckle or just your belly button. Okay, you're going to hold those 3 points position as you bend from your hips. So this is an example. So I'm touching in those 3 positions. As I bend from my hips, you can see that my back stays straight. Okay, so the next time you go out to the driving range, I want you to practice getting into this position, because this position with a good solid foundation of how your spine is correctly bent over your hips is going to help you tremendously with your golf swing, with your ball striking, with every aspect of your swing. Okay, so practice that shoulder shrug, pushing down and back, and then bending from your hips. Once you feel like you've got that mastered and it's easy, okay, now we're going to talk about how wide our stance should be. So how wide should our stance be? It's always been taught that your stance should be as wide as your shoulders, but our shoulders really have nothing to do with it. Okay? What we need to think about, if we think about this logically, our feet are connected to our legs are connected to our hips. And we turn around our hips, we don't turn around our shoulders. So everything that we talk about how wide your stance should be is focused on how wide your hips are. Okay, and this is going to be perfect for each person because each person is built differently. It never really works with shoulders because some people have wider hips and narrow shoulders and the opposite. Okay, so what we need to do in order to find how wide our stance should be, there's a pointy parts at the front of your hips. Okay, those pointy parts, if we draw a line straight down from each one, our feet then are just going to be 2 inches outside of each line that we drew down from our legs. If you can't find the pointy part at the front of your hips, at the front of your pelvis there, then I just want you to find your belt buckle, and then you're going to go about 2 inches outside that, and then you're going to place your feet about 2 inches outside of that.